Welcome to Happy Hour, lunatics. Gotta
do
the
happy hour.
I'm Matt Sunday, Hunter Homosec. We're here at Mike's Beer Bar, right across the street from PNC Park, where they won't be busy for a while, but dude, it's gonna be busy in here. 500 plus beers, 80 on tap, 50 plus local. But where can you go wrong, man?
You don't. Every Steelers game that we've had, a home game, I make it a point to come here first.
Yeah.
Like I still look, I'm a pro. I still show up. I'm not like wasted at the games. But you come here and get a pregame beer, a single beer.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just got to get like going, you know, get the juices flowing.
Exactly.
Little improv style.
Sometimes you just got to roll with that.
You're just Hunter walks in here. He's like, all right. I'm just gonna throw back a beer.
Yeah.
Dude, funny story about that. Matthew McConaughey, he you know how the big Harrison Ford Star Wars thing, I love you, I know,
yeah.
It was just that big improv thing. Well, Matthew McConaughey walks in and they're like, all right, man, you're this older dude, you left high school behind, but you didn't really leave it behind.
Right.
What do you got for us? And he just stood there and he goes all right. And
that's hilarious.
Boom, it was just boring right there.
What are the odds that it's not that it's great, but it's not that great. What do you got, man? And you come off with all right. Really? And that's it. And that's your thing.
You know what's been
Beautiful.
all right lately? The Steelers defense.
Oh, more than all right.
I know, but come on,
but three
man.
all rights.
If I didn't have a segue for it, would it really count? Right? So let's kick off a beer, and then let's talk a little football.
Our bartender, Cassie, today did it up right. She front-loaded us with a 9.5% Imperial Stout. You come into Mike's for happy hour and just get a 9.5%. Evil genius, I'll have what she's having, Imperial Stout.
You know, the great part about it is Cassie always comes and tells us what we're having, and literally every beer she tells us, we're just oh yeah.
Sounds good.
So we've seen her 8 or 9 times by now, but knows that you love hazies, knows that I'll drink literally anything you put in front of me.
For sure.
It's
awesome. We both, let's be honest, we're not turning anything down.
No.
But she's really started nailing these, no doubt. Oh,
I dig it, man.
dude, it's stout season too. I'm such a big fan
stout
of this.
season. Get out of here, man. I'm ready for Christmas season. If this guy doesn't show up wearing Christmas stuff for all of whenever I'm wearing Christmas stuff, I'm gonna be seriously offended.
Dude, I'm the least festive guy ever. Every holiday, you can take or leave holidays with me.
All right, well, we're coming up on Thanksgiving. If you're the Steelers, are you thankful that you get to play the Browns this week?
So thankful. Rivalry game. Keep the heat rolling. This team is literally just clicking right now. I shouldn't say team. This defense is clicking right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in my lifetime, it's one of the premier Steelers defenses I've seen, and we've seen some great ones. I'm not going to say they're better than the Super Bowl squads that we witnessed, Harrison and Polamalu, everybody just dominating. But there are so many playmakers on that team. Every game you go in and you're like, who's it going to be this time? You know, Cam Hayward has a phenomenal game. Joe Hayden has a phenomenal. I can't say phenomenal apparently.
Phenomenal 9.4%.
One sip and
sips,
I'm done. I'm out. Minka and TJ though, completely leading the way. Those guys are each just out of control right now.
Yeah, and you know the crazy thing is that at this point in his development, Devin Bush is just insane because we're talking about things that he needs to improve on.
Right.
But he's such a part of the defense.
Absolutely.
Now. He's in. I mean, I know people are oh, celebrations. You use more energy. Who cares? Don't need it. Whatever. He's involved in all that. He is TJ Watt, man. He gets to the quarterback. He gets up. He celebrates big. But I feel Devin Bush and Minka too for being here for 5 weeks. Those two guys, they're involved in literally every passionate moment that the defense has.
You notice it with all the new guys, and that's something they talked about way back training camp, OTAs. New guys then were saying it, and just guys that were still trying to make the team were saying that they were feeling it. I remember talking to various rookies and tryouts. Everybody's saying the chemistry with this team was just different. I'll never forget, Steven Nelson came in, and he was a big free agent signing that had a lot of people scratching their heads when it happened. I've never heard of this cornerback from the Chiefs. And he instantly said there's some vibe with this team that's just different. Something feels different here in a good way. And that's just rolled right into the regular season.
Yeah, and you've posted a lot of one of the things you like to do on our Instagram account is to go find what former Steelers are saying and just kind of put it out there. And Ryan Clark, who's one of my favorite Steelers of all time, this past week he compares this Steelers defense to one that he was pretty familiar with. And it's crazy now to see people, ever since Minkah Fitzpatrick arrived, it's crazy to see the way that the conversation around Terrell Edmunds has shifted, because now he's part of a unit that understands each other.
Right.
And we immediately, we see the payoff where he goes, and just like he was doing at camp, all camp, just like he did in the preseason, he breaks up, one of the biggest plays of the day on Sunday to help win the game.
Yeah, and I think Terrell's a guy who's still not done. Like, his development is far from over in my eyes. Like, what the process for him has been, make mistakes as a rookie. Now he's eliminating mistakes and just playing solid fundamental football. The next step is start making plays. I think he'll start showing up on the stat sheet for sure. He's right there.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is just the occasional big splash play like we saw on Sunday, the work for him to close down and help out Hayden, and we've seen that a couple of times. Dejan Kovacevic, our site's creator.
You may have heard of him.
You may have. At the beginning of the season, he wrote a lot about how Terrell Edmunds was going to have this breakout season because of those things that we saw at camp.
Sure.
I was just happy to see it once. It was, it was good to see. He's a guy that you feel like has battled kind of a false identity maybe
for sure.
on social and from the fans.
Yeah. As a first-round pick, you expect him to be a real peach, Maddie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You sure do.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you did that, because I threw back this 9.4%.
I was just trying to match you. I'm like, what are you doing, Maddie?
Minkah gets to the ball fast. I'm like, I'm going to drink this faster. Let's go with the Kohler Peach Blonde, man.
Ooh.
I like it.
I'm a big fan. Peach blonde?
I'm a big fan
Sounds
of
like my hair color.
You going Segway style.
Yeah, I got to keep it fresh on. You got to hit you with one once in a while. Easy drinking, approachable, with peach notes.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate description.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's talk about the peach fuzz that Baker Mayfield's going to have left on his face by the end of this week. Is he just going to, once he gets out there in the first half and gets just completely destroyed by TJ and Bud, is he going to shave down to just little fuzz?
He may just have a full gray beard by the end, so many years of his life shaved away from the hits that he's going to take. And he's going to take some hits on Thursday night, for sure.
Listen, I honestly, we just did our picks for the game tomorrow. This is going up a day early because the Steelers will be playing when it normally would. So I just put my pick in, and I'm sitting here, I'm telling you, man, I really want to pick the Browns just because, everybody else picked the Steelers. And number one, I want to break the tie with you.
Right.
Number two, I need to, increase that separation with Carter.
Yeah, just gain ground.
But I had to go Steelers, man, because, I started looking at it, and, Jarvis Landry, he's developed great chemistry with Baker Mayfield over the last couple of weeks. They're coming off of a win, which always helps. They're playing at home.
Yeah.
The fans are always great in Cleveland. But I started looking at it, I'm like, okay, Landry, Hayden. Okay, Odell hasn't really had, the best season, and he's not really making the splash plays, but, he could show up at any time. I mean, he can literally just reach up and grab whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
But then I was like, okay, Minkah Fitzpatrick, he'll just close on whatever.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking further. I'm like, man, that offensive line just still sucks. And
That's
TJ
what it
Watt
comes
and Bud
down to.
Dupree have been so good.
They're
And that doesn't
feast.
even talk about Cam.
Right. They're going to feast, man. That's the problem. You can have all the playmakers you want on offense. If you don't have a line to give them time to work, and especially Baker, who has shown under pressure, he'll throw some picks. The dude's second in the NFL in interceptions this year, and for good reason. He's getting pressured, he's getting hit, he's getting flustered. If they get after him early, this game can not only will the Steelers win, it'll be an ugly blowout type win.
See, I just don't even think either team's really going to get enough going.
Right.
I think I picked somewhere in the 22 to 16 range or something like that, separated by a touchdown.
Yeah.
But I just don't neither team. I don't feel like is going to be able to find the end zone consistently. I mean, we might see Boswell get a couple more opportunities than he's gotten. But.
Sure. And he's been money this year, but the Browns defense, to your point, Browns defense is nothing to scoff at either, man. There's some players there. Myles Garrett versus Villanueva is a matchup to watch all week, and it always is. And Villanueva has had mixed results. For as good as he's been overall since entering the starting fold, Garrett's a guy that has gotten the best of him, and Garrett gets the best out of everybody. It's nothing Not a knock on Villanueva. That's just what he does.
Well, I took a couple photos last weekend of Villanueva getting just completely olayed. Completely by Aaron Donald. Now, Aaron Donald will olay anybody. I mean, he's literally just hanging that out there and pulling it back, man.
Dude, how remarkable is Villanueva? Like, I was just thinking about that the other day.
Just like what he does and everything.
Just, the totality of him is just like, you're not a fair human being.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, that like, clip that circled like a couple weeks ago of him playing like pee-wee ball and like high school ball, I'm like,
right.
Okay.
Like, stop.
Right.
You stop it right now.
Clearly cheated.
Dude, he speaks like 12 languages.
I know. We need to see like a birth
everything about him.
Right?
It's like, dude, stop. You're manufactured in a lab.
It's not fair.
Tired of him.
Sounds like you've done your recon work on Villanueva.
Beautiful, Maddie. You are the king of this.
Get it? It works like multiple ways.
It really
like,
does.
You know,
it really
Army,
does. You got the
like,
Army tie. Not to mention the beer is a Recon 14 Leatherheads.
Oh, it is. I didn't even notice.
Oh, you didn't even know?
No, I didn't.
What a coincidence that you would just say that.
Didn't even know. I guess I'll two-paw that one.
I'm just going to drink it. Man, mine was super full. It like had me considering the two-paw. That thing was...
Woo! I like it. I like all beer.
Dude.
Don't hate me in the comments.
Hang on.
Literally like all beer.
Is that the best amber that I've ever had? Normally, like, ambers are totally take it or leave it. Like, I'll have
I'm pretty partial to a spot in Morgantown.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm gonna have to talk to Mike about him getting that up here because
which one?
That's local
Chestnut?
enough. No, Brew Pub. They've got the amber ale there, and I'm a big fan. So I'm gonna have to talk to Mike. Gotta get that local selection up to some West Virginia. He probably has it. Honestly, it's
maybe for
I'm
Friday.
making a request.
Maybe for Friday he can get it in.
Maybe.
Backyard Brawl.
Maybe. You want to talk about that?
Let's talk about the Backyard Brawl.
All right, man.
Why not? Because this is funny. Because now we're, covering Pitt. 2 WVU grads going to be at this game covering Pitt.
Yeah. Like I thought we escaped this when we stopped covering colleges, and I was like, man, I can start to be like a West Virginia fan again.
It's like Michael Myers. It just comes back.
I tried though, man. Literally the day we stopped covering colleges, that weekend I watched a WVU game with Molly, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna root for them, and I just couldn't. It's not that I don't want them to win. It's not that I didn't want them to succeed. My friends be happy, but I'm just like, it's just not there anymore.
I'm glad you said it because honestly, I've had such a lack of interest in WVU since I left. I have not felt any sense of rooting for them or anything.
But see,
I barely tuned in, to be honest with you.
That's not like a WVU thing or like a you
I
don't
think
like
that's
WVU. That's just being a reporter thing.
Right.
I mean, that's just
what
how
we got
it
to
is.
do. But the game's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah,
I really think. I'm crazy pumped to be there.
Yeah, it's great. I actually looked at the schedule and I was like, oh man, I'm off on Friday. No, I'm covering that game.
I'm going.
There's 0% chance.
I'm just going.
Yeah, I'm
Schedule
going.
me off, but I'm going.
Well, Dan and I talked about it obviously, and I'm like, man, I'm covering that game.
Yeah.
There's no way that I'm not. So, it's gonna be a blast. The Pete's just gonna be rocking. I mean,
really is.
It was a great atmosphere just for the game against Florida State.
Yeah.
And that was your first game on the beat. Really, you had only been on it for about a week, and just down on the court, the zoo was rocking, man. It was different. Obviously, Jeff Capel's brought a different type of energy, and
absolutely,
there's an identity to the team, even though it doesn't exist on the court.
Right.
But there's a mindset, hey, we're going to compete, and we're going to do our best to win games.
It's crazy the foundation that Capel's been able to lay in just a year, in my eyes, because it feels like you walk in and you talk to him and you talk to the players, and they're all saying the same things. They're all talking about being tough and hard to play against and hard-nosed because they know they don't have the talent yet. The recruiting hasn't caught up yet to where they can just go in and just outplay somebody by being better at basketball. So they have to be better as a team and as a unit. So that's really interesting to watch a bunch. And make me feel old. These kids are 19 and 20 years old now, dude. When you're in college, you're like, oh, you're my peers.
Yeah.
Now it's you're 10 years younger than me.
Yeah, or
listen,
even more.
We don't talk about that gray in your beard or anything, but maybe
10
more.
years, he's like. Okay.
But it's crazy because Audis Tony last night just celebrated his 20th birthday during the RMU game. He was like, dude, you just turned 20. 20.
Freshmen on that team are half my age.
Right.
Half.
Dude, half.
Half.
And they have to figure this out on the fly of how to respond to a big win like that, where you're getting national attention.
Yeah.
And you see the players constantly, like on Instagram Live, just all the social media that's adding into this, and it's like your kids figuring this out on the fly. It's made it incredibly interesting to cover.
Can we talk about the social media stuff for a minute? Because there was obviously there was a photo locally that went out about Juju Smith-Schuster at the RMU pit game, right? And he's at a lot of the pit games, and he's been in the zoo having fun. I mean, he's still a kid, man. He's the same age as those kids that are out there playing for Pitt. Like, these guys, look, they're going to work hard, right? But, when they go home, they're going to open Instagram, and they're going to, DM certain outlets looking for photos of themselves, and then they're going to post them, right? That's what they do. They're kids, man.
That's it now.
Juju's still a kid. I don't even want to hear it.
Juju's younger than Deontay Johnson. That doesn't even make sense. that literally doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, man. You know what doesn't make sense is that, Slippery Rock didn't, oh, man, I screwed this up. I started going in a Rolling Rock direction because of the water, and then I said Slippery Rock.
Nice.
I was like, ooh, dang, I failed a segue, guys. I'm so sorry.
That's a first.
Yeah. I had Rolling Rock beer on my mind, drinking beer.
You're forgiven.
All right, thanks, man. Anyway, we're about to drink a North Country Slippery Rock.
I took a sip of this already.
You did? Why are you cheating?
It is fantastic. I'm just going to go ahead and say that this is the Crowler I'm picking right off the top. I need one sip to know that. This is so good.
Yeah, that's a one-sip choice for me, too.
My parents live up in Butler County, and my wife and I just went to North Country with them. Their food there is phenomenal, and their beer, I literally said, their beer is not that great. They didn't have this on tap. This beer is far and above anything I've ever had from them.
Oh, well, I mean, I like it. I've actually been there as well for a dinner with my brother, but, man, this is nice. Killer. I always like the citrusy beers. That's... This wasn't, Cassie came to us and she was like, I have another beer for you for the 4th. And we were like, we've had a bunch of Hitchhiker stuff, so let's try something different.
Switch it up.
Yeah, man, I'm glad she did.
The Slippery Rock. Why was the two-paw extra vicious that time? It was
I'm committed to it now because it's become a thing. It's part of my identity. I have the beard and I have 2 paws, and that's it.
Are we going to do... Willie Peppers wants us to wear the goalie mask. Should we... This is for you. Any viewer, comment. Should we wear hockey goalie masks on an episode and drink out of a straw? Willie Peppers wants this, and we love Willie Peppers, so we'll give him any chance to shine that we can.
Yeah, I feel like I would try it, we missed our chance on Halloween, but I was a dragon.
That was the obvious. Yeah.
You were Hunter.
Thanks for telling me. Hunter with a footwear tat.
I don't know who doesn't go to someplace on Halloween, dressed up.
I don't do it.
Last year, I covered a hockey game in Brooklyn on November 1st. Traveled on Halloween. I wore that dragon costume.
No, you didn't.
The entire trip out there.
Dude, stop.
I went to a bar in Brooklyn and ate pizza and drank beer the night before the game wearing that costume. Yeah, I absolutely did. 100%. Every turnpike stop along the way, every Starbucks I hit, walked in there in that thing. I'm disappointed in you, man.
I'm disappointed that there aren't more memes of you walking into a Starbucks in a dragon suit.
There probably could be.
Dude, so I'm definitely a Crowler of this is coming home with me. That North Country Slippery Rock Creek IPA.
I feel like I really liked the Evil Genius, but I feel like since I am twice the age of a lot of college basketball players, maybe I don't need to drink a whole Crowler of a 9.4%. So I'm going to go with you and dial it all the way back to 7.9%.
Oh, yeah, a light sipper
for the North Country. Just really dialing it back.
The session IPA down there, yeah.
I think we've run out of beer, which means we've run out of time to talk about sports. So until next week, when we will drink with you next time, I am Matt Sunday, and he is Hunter Homestead, and this is Sports on Tap.